So I decided to do a quick review on the designated leash-free dog park that's located in southeast Hamilton on the mountain. There's the address for your devices. It's just next to the Hamilton Burlington SPCA and the Animal Control Animal Services building. So you'll pass a few buildings here on your left and you'll see the entrance coming up with the SPCA being the largest building there. It is a fenced in area. They have two sections. One is a large kind of field that's kind of L-shaped, that's fenced in. And then they have a kind of a wild area with a bit of forest and brush, and that's unfenced, so just be aware of that. And there you can see there's parking for visitors. Make sure you don't park in the employee parking. Be respectful. There is garbage cans and picnic tables, as you can see on the left there. Now, I've only been to this park probably, 10 or 12 times. It varies widely in terms of how busy it is. Sometimes there's lots of dogs running around. Other times you have the park to yourself. So I can't say what the busy times of days are. Again, I've only been there, a dozen times maybe. And there you can see a sign just reminding everyone what your responsibilities are as a dog owner. The entranceway has kind of two sections, left and right. You can use I think either one, but the one to the left says entrance. And you just slide the lock up. There's a separate entrance there for the back nature area. So there you can see the entranceway. I'll just demonstrate how the exit works and entrance. Okay, I decided to use the right hand side one, so make sure you close every gate behind you. Don't leave anything open, any gaps, because dogs can come in and out if they're left open, so use some common sense obviously. But yeah, read all the signs, just familiarize what the rules are, and be responsible and pick up your waste, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's the entranceway, and once you're in, there's several picnic tables there, and again, it can be busy, it can be hardly anyone there. When I came, there was actually a dog owner with 5 or 6 dogs off leash, but they were kind of not very friendly. As per the owner, she said they weren't friendly to have other dogs in the area. So I said, okay, I'll give you 10 or 15 minutes, and I went back in the nature area there. So just be aware of that. Not every dog's going to get along. So I decided to give them some time, but yeah, you are ultimately responsible for how your dog behaves. Bring some water. There is some water dishes. I saw at least 2 of them on that on the grounds there, and several plastic lawn chairs, things like that. But bring your own water, fresh water, nice and cold. There you can see the kind of the L section of the open area, so quite a large area to run. And I found it fairly clean too. There wasn't a lot of dog waste that I could see. This is from the one corner. And Nellie's having fun. Now, she did pick up a lot of burrs in her fur, and I'll explain that in a minute. That once in a while you'll see her kind of lay down and try to pick it out of her fur. So that's maybe just the time of year, but I'll explain that. You see some plastic chairs and a bunch of boulders and rocks. So kind of a nice area for them to explore. In the back there's a lot of trees and then a fence line, so sometimes the dogs will disappear back there, and I think the one time I was there it was fairly wet, so yeah, your dog will probably get pretty muddy and messy if it has been raining or is raining. And in the winter time as well, it can get quite muddy back there because it does kind of slope down towards a little ravine that's actually part of the Red Hill Creek watershed. So just be aware that if you have them leash free and they go back there, they might get either burrs on them, pick up some mud, and all kinds of stuff in their fur or hair. But it kind of is nice to have some of the smaller trees back there just for some shade, and they can take a break. So there you can see the fence line along the back, and there's a few pathways right along the fence, and another one straight ahead there. But yeah, I'll just kind of zoom in here and show you that these are the things that I hate because they stick to the hair and you have to pick them out. And Unfortunately, Nellie was picking them out and actually swallowing them, so she had later on some issues with throwing up, and it was a bit of a mess. So unfortunately, there was some used chairs at the back. They were kind of thrown in a pile, so just want to let you know they're there. I didn't see any like glass or any hazards for dogs on the ground in terms of that, but there were those chairs kind of in a pile. So we'll just walk along a little bit on the back here. Again, stay away from those. Now, I didn't see any poison ivy in this area, this fenced-in area, or in the nature area in the back, but I did not explore every area of it. But there you can see there was a lawn chair and another water dish, but bring your own water. Now, this is the entranceway, which is kind of controlled to the back nature area. Okay, they tell you about standing water, use at your own discretion. It's also a sensitive area for nature too, so be respectful and pick up your garbage. And there you can see some of the burrs she picked up on this path, which is runs along kind of, like I said, a little ravine that's part of the Red Hill Creek watershed. So I did check myself and Nellie for ticks when we got home, but be aware it could be an area of concern for ticks. I did not see that. I haven't seen any notices, but this is what the trails look like. They're very narrow, fairly high grasses and brush, but nice big trees, lots of shaded areas. Kind of a nice area to explore. There she goes again, laying down, trying to get the burrs out of her fur. I felt bad. I did stop once in a while and pick some of them out, but I did most of that at home. But yeah, it was kind of, this was the time of year, I guess. But it's quite a large area. It's probably, I don't know, 1/4 of a kilometer in length. I did not explore all of it. Some of it goes into the trees, and you have to kind of duck down, but as you can see, it's left to just to go wild, and there is a bench and another water dish here. But yeah, quite a nice area, especially in the fall. I bet it's probably quite colorful with all the leaves, so probably a nice walk. Now, to be honest, this was the first time I had ventured back here, because usually I just go in the fenced-in area. But like I said, I was waiting for the other dog owner to clear out. So I had a chance to explore the back here, and it was quite interesting. A lot of little side trails, and I did see that some people do leave their dogs off leash in this area as well. So just be aware you can do that, but I believe it's not fully fenced in. There's some gaps in the fence from what I read. So I'll leave that up to you whether you want to have your dog off leash, but I think it was just a better idea to have her on leash because I wasn't familiar with that area. Now, I'm sure certain parts of days it might be the bug level might be a little bit higher than others, but I did not notice any mosquitoes or other annoying bugs this day, and it was fairly dry. So yeah, you're going to have all kinds of conditions, obviously, with the weather changes and all that. So it was a nice walk. I probably wouldn't do it every time, but it'd probably be nice in the spring when the burrs aren't so bad. And you can see the trail is pretty narrow, so especially if you have a few dogs and they'll just be into the bush pretty good. So. But yeah, I'm sure it goes a few hundred feet the other way, a little bit further south. But there is a fence line. I believe GT French is off to the east there, so it's kind of a little narrow strip, but it's a nice little area. Again, there's a little bench and a water dish there, so if you need to take a break. But you can see to the left there, it's probably part of the ravine that, after it's raining or in the spring, it's probably does have a stream flowing through this area, so it can probably get pretty messy. But yeah, unfortunately, Hamilton at this point doesn't have a lot of leash-free options. I wish they did have more. I do plan to probably review the one towards the Meadowlands there and the west end of the city, and there's one other on the mountain, kind of a little bit further east. But now there is dog parks, but not all are leash free, so this one is designated as fenced in and leash free. So yeah, other than the burrs, Nellie did have fun, but it was quite a challenge because she did get quite frustrated with all the burrs in her fur, and she did throw up a few times. So yeah, well, live and learn, right? Maybe not go back there, especially this time of year. So here you can see we're coming up the pathway back to the little gate, and just be aware of other dogs in the area. And there's a sign here just about no winter maintenance, and they don't assume any responsibility. And as you exit, you have a little set of stairs. There's some picnic tables and garbage cans. So yeah, overall it's a good park. Again, any time of day it could change, it could be busy, you might have it all to yourself, but I encourage you to check it out. Here is the actual map from the city of Hamilton and the link that you can follow for more information. I appreciate you all watching. Please subscribe, stay tuned for more videos, and bye for now.